My name is Tim Esau, and I'm here to share with you my story about my wife, Amy, and what I wish she would have known. She was my lifeline, and I married her in that space. In a lifeline, we have to be completely free and vulnerable. And to be completely free and vulnerable with someone, there are no secrets. There's absolutely no secrets. You can't have secrets because to be free and vulnerable, you have to be out there for someone. And when I met my wife, we enjoyed the same things. We worked together. We did so much together. And we were each other's friend and foe. And we shared our greatest strengths, our day, and sometimes the bad things too. I mean, not every day is perfect in any relationship. We all know that. And in a marriage, a committed relationship, you have to be that lifeline. And for the first 3 or 4 or 5 years, it was a great marriage. We were lifelines together. But then as our companies grew and it forced me to be on the road all the time, and the company continued to grow, and we got in arguments about how the companies would run. And in that process, she started a new life, one where she worked for someone else. She ran a gym. And when she did that, she gained other friends. And she found this new safe haven in those friends. And I used work. I worked all the time. I was a workaholic. It was my way to hide, so I didn't have to know. I no longer had to be vulnerable to her. And in that existence, she started confiding in her friends with the things that she didn't enjoy about me. And she started trusting their advice and not coming to me. And I started finding my joy in not only the work, but in my own friends. And I started making new relationships. And so our lifeline relationship became dysfunctional. And neither one of us really realized it was taking place. But in the last 1 or 2 years of our marriage, it got so bad that we owned 2 homes. And literally we tried to be at the other house so we didn't have to see each other. Which brings me to a whole new topic of open communication. Because in open communication, that can't take place. Because if you're going to openly communicate with your lifeline, there's a give and take, a right or a wrong. It doesn't have to be that way. And I want to talk about that in a minute. Because it's something I've learned. So right now, I want to assist you in learning to be open and vulnerable. And communicate in a clear, effective way so that you not only feel heard, but supported in your life and soul purpose. That is my mission here. My mission is to get you so you don't have to endure the price that I've paid. Because if my wife could have been here for the transformation that I'm going through, and we could have gone through this together, we never would have co-created together the game that we played in our marriage. That game became the right-wrong game. The right-wrong game has a lot to do with who's right. I wanted to be right in my way so much that I buried my head in work. She wanted to be right in her way because she knew how to run the office better than the employees we were hiring to do it. So it constantly became a struggle in our personal life. Neither one of us was willing to go for a win-win situation because we were so strong in our own place that instead of open communication and working with each other and listening and being vulnerable, instead, we both went back to our addictions. That's a bad place to go. My wife promised me when we got married that a lot of the addictions she had gone through in college and growing up, and they were over. She was done. In the last 3 years, 4 years of our marriage, they all came back because it was to prove a point. I can do this, and if you don't like it, so what? Mine was the same thing. As a workaholic's kind of like an addiction. It's something you put away you put out there instead of being real and vulnerable, you turn to the addictions, the attention of other women, the attention of other friends. Some it's alcohol. My wife's was alcohol. She had a tremendous addiction to alcohol. That's too bad, because that inevitably was the downfall that led to her suicide. The world has created an existence that to have a winner, you have to have a loser. I've since learned another way, and I want to show you how to live in a win-win world. Because in a win-win world, literally, it's just about finding out who you are here and not having to be right. Instead, it's about finding a way. It's working and not working. It's a perception. And when you perceive something that you have to win all the time, you are going down a road of pain and suffering. Whereas when you realize that the whole world can change for you, it can be a place, literally, a place of comfort and joy just by coming to the realization that look at things as working and not working. There is no right or wrong. There doesn't have to be right or wrong. Look at what works and what doesn't work, and literally work with that. Join my tribe on our quest to create great awareness in a world of darkness. Share in my passion to create light and awareness in the lives of many by clicking on the link below this video.